Hello. So welcome back. If you're watching this, I guess it means that you didn't mind the one other video that I put out, which is good because I've watched it back actually and it's quite long and boring. So if you did stick with that full 8 minutes of me waffling on about how I want to be a better person, then thanks so much. You must be either my mum or a really good friend. Definitely going to try and get some videos out a bit quicker than this one. I think I probably mentioned on the last video I actually moved house the following day. Everyone is correct, it's a very stressful process. Yeah, it took a bit longer to get this out than I planned. As you can see behind me, there's still quite a lot to do in the moving process, but we're in, which is good. So from Monday just gone, 1st of February actually, I started the journey properly. So yeah, I've started eating a lot better with my diet, and again, it's not a diet. I mean, I've improved my overall diet. Difficult at first, I must admit, when you're used to eating just shit and whatever you want. It is difficult to switch to eating slightly healthier, more balanced meals. Getting there with it, and I've sort of stuck to it for a week already, which is, I guess, a good sign. And then exercise as well. I've sort of eased myself in with that. I haven't gone mad. Done about 3-4 HIIT workouts, sort of like 15-20 minutes. And I've been on one run, quite a short run as well, just sort of ease myself back in. It's quite sad really when you do it for the first time, because you're like, oh wow, you realise how unfit you are, but this is the whole point of this, like, you know, it's going to get better as I continue, and like seeing these beginning points is a really important part of the progress. Seeing quite how unfit I am currently is only going to drive me on. A few weeks, a few months, and a year down the line, I can look back at this and think like, wow, hopefully that's amazing, the progress I've made. This is the first video I wanted to put out, and it was sort of like, I wanted to do a bit of a health check. Nothing too crazy, but some markers to look at to start with and just see where I'm at in certain levels. I have subscribed to a company called Thriva. Basically, it's an at-home blood test kit. My wife's been doing it for like about a year. So you have the test delivered straight to your door. You do the blood test yourself, and then you post it off, goes to their labs, and then within 48 hours they give you an email or a text, and there's an app where you can check all your scores, and it's really useful just to get an idea of a bunch of different things. It's like vitamin B12, sort of vitamin D, testosterone, thyroid levels, liver function, cholesterol, like all these things you can test for, and it's just a really good marker to put down at the start and then see how that will change. So this is how it arrives. It comes with a letterbox, and I'm just going to open it up. I've actually opened this one already, but one of those annoying zippy things, and then you're left with, check that down there, with one of these. This is what you get. This is very pleasing. Ooh, yes. I might do that a few more times. Oh no, they broke it. Yeah, love that. Almost worth subscribing just for that, to be honest. So you get instructions here, and then over here is the sort of bits. There's going to be some stuff fall out of here probably. Yeah, cool. So you've got 2 vials for blood. Sometimes you might only have 1, but I've done quite a lot of tests up front, so I had to have 2 for this. Then these are lancers to prick your finger with. This is a sort of like the package that you put the vials in, send them back. So yeah, that's it basically, what you get in the pack. To be honest, I recorded the next bit a little while ago. I did this test about 2 weeks ago, and I recorded it then on slightly different equipment, so the audio and visual side of it might not quite be as good as this, but it's just a sort of a very quick look at how to do the test. Just a warning, there is like some blood, obviously, because it's a blood test. It's not loads, but obviously if you don't like it, then don't watch that bit. Just skip forward like a minute or so. So yeah. Right, so. Cool. Well, oh, here is my blood. So I'll send it off now. I'm going to clear up before I do the next bit because, I mean, it's a massive load. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my screen up now. Once you get the results back, there's an app, or there's like you can log in on the browser and basically go through all your results. So I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to go through this quite quickly. I'm not going to spend ages on it because it'll be really boring, because obviously they're my results. But just to give you a little bit of idea how it works and the functionality of it, it's really cool actually. So yeah, so this is the home screen. It gives you a score out of 100 as to how healthy you are. You'll see mine says -1 already, and that is because before you do the tests, you have to answer a bunch of questions like how much alcohol do you drink, do you smoke, how often do you exercise, all those sort of things basically, and then it gives you a score out of 100, and mine was 80. And as you'll see when we look through my results, one of them was a little bit lower, which means it's knocked me down, -1. That's pretty decent. Like if this was 80, this would go green, which means like normal. So this is obviously slightly below just because I've had that minus thing knocked off. And then what happens is you do these every 3 months, so they'll get sent to you every 3 months, and then obviously it'll update. Obviously that score hopefully will change. So yeah, so scrolling through, these are all the things that I've had tested. So this green colour, this like sort of deeper green means optimal. Regular green, like lighter green, is just normal. Grey means it couldn't test, I'll go into that in a minute. And this yellow means it's below normal. I presume there's also a red as well, which probably means like fuck. So yeah, a bit of a letter here that just sort of like it does an overview from the doctor. I'm not going to bore you with that. So first one, diabetes is optimal, which is great. It's sort of like bang in the middle where it should be. There's a history of diabetes in my family. My dad had it, my granddad had it. So yeah, it's something I'm obviously want to take a look at, and chances are I might get it later in life. But right now, looking pretty sweet. Testosterone profile is normal, which is good. Iron profile is also good. Thyroid profile, so yeah, this is annoying actually. So basically the two vials, where are they? So the vials you get here have like a solution in, and for some of the tests, the blood needs to clot, and for other tests, it needs to not clot. And it depends how quickly you put the lid on things. So I think when I was doing this thyroid one, I think what I probably did is I didn't get the lid on quick enough. So yeah, so unfortunately that reading hasn't come through, which is a bit annoying. I do want to see that. What Thriva have done though, because that didn't happen, they've given me a credit for my next bunch of tests, so I can do it again. It's also something that doesn't really need to be measured on a regular basis. So with loads of these tests, like I'm actually going to knock a few of these off for my next thing, because they actually cost each test. So this was like 90 quid worth of testing, but I'm gonna knock a few off, because once you've got like a reading like, yeah, that's fine, you don't really need to look at that again, especially like my cholesterol and stuff, which is like optimal. I can probably just not measure that for a bit. CRP is basically, that is the levels of inflammation around like your heart and tissue and stuff like that. Yeah, it's something I'm very aware of and wary of. There's a brilliant organisation called CRY UK, which is Cardiac Risk in the Young. They offer out free tests on your heart to people aged between 14 and I think it's 35. I can't actually remember though. So yeah, definitely get tested if you can. I'll put the details in this so you can click through. Vitamin B9 and B12 are both okay. Cholesterol levels, optimal, which is great. Really happy with that. Obviously this again is a bit low down the scale, but generally speaking, it's all in the right place, which is good. Liver function, also optimal. Obviously this bit is actually close to not being as well. Let's click through on that. LT is normal, which means there appears to be no damage to your liver. Oh, it's like liver damage and stuff. Well, I have stopped drinking. Here we go. Look, what can I do to change them? Avoid too much saturated trans fat, like so fried foods, red meat, cakes, pastries and cream. Well, I pretty much binned all of that. Definitely still eating some red meat, but not loads. Fruit juices, fizzy drinks and sweets, yep, they're gone, they've been binned. Salt, frozen food, salted nuts, nope. Smoked and cured meats, well, smoked salmon. Alcohol, bin that as well. Haven't actually drunk since Christmas, so before I even started this properly, I wasn't really doing dry Jan necessarily, but I haven't really fancied a beer, to be honest, which is good for me, so I'm just going to keep cracking on. I'm sure that will change once we're allowed out again and it'll be a bit sunnier. I'm sure like I said before, I'm definitely going to have a beer here and there. But right now, I don't fancy one, so I'm just going to keep on with that. So I guess that might get better over time. Vitamin D. So this is the one that's low. Obviously I've been locked indoors for about a year, so I'm not too shocked that it's a little bit low. And it's not low enough on the scale for me to have a deficiency, so it sounds like something that I can do myself. So with that in mind, as soon as I saw this, I started taking a supplement. So yeah, on these ones at the moment, so it's just a vitamin D supplement, a tablet every day, just to sort of help it along a little bit. I already take other supplements like multivitamins and immune sort of system help anyway, so it's just another tablet to those. I think that's it. Cool, yeah, so I guess in 3 months' time I'll do another set of tests, and I would hope that this would go up a little bit. Obviously taking the supplement for vitamin D, which made it go down in the first place, and hopefully other areas will rise a little bit too. So that's it for this one. I'm going to be posting more things in the coming weeks. On the Instagram I'm doing sort of slightly more bite-sized stuff, like a few of my training bits and pieces. You seeing me struggling like fuck through a HIIT exercise, or looking in an absolute state at the end of the run. Like, I don't want it to be a fitness channel or me just cooking all the time. There's fucking tons of them that can do it way better and are way better funded. I do want this to be a bit of a laugh. So yeah, the next few videos I'm hoping to be out playing. Like I said, I've just moved. One of my best mates lives down the road, which is good. So although obviously I can't see him properly, we can exercise together at a distance. So going to look at doing just some football related stuff, probably somewhere or other. And yeah, I want this to be a laugh and not me just sitting in front of here and showing you fucking screenshots of my computer. So I guess I should ask you to subscribe to this if you haven't done already. Follow the Instagram, and I'll be back soon enough with more exciting stuff, hopefully. Sweet, see you in a bit.